Hey guys, I'm going to be discussing your social studies choice board, and I'm going to read all the options that you have to choose from. So I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see as I read them out loud. And the first one I'm going to actually explain to, but I'm going to read it out loud to you first. All right, so you're going to have your choice board, and what you're going to do is you're going to choose the ones that you want to accomplish, and the first one is create an acrostic poem using the word immigration. The poem should be directly related to what we have learned in class and must contain correct information. All right, so I'm going to review what an acrostic poem is. I'm going to use it with a different word, obviously, so I don't give you any answers, but you are going to be using the word immigration. All right, so I'm going to show you what I have. Okay, so an acrostic poem is when you take a word. So I took the word candy, okay? And so I wrote words and descriptions about what candy is like. All right, so it's crunchy, chewy. A is awesome. The N is nice and sweet. The D is delightful and delicious. And then the Y is yummy treat. So do you see how what I wrote actually describes what candy? It's true about candy, and that is exactly what you need to do. You need to take the word immigration if you choose to do this one, and you have to write using those words. So you would spell out immigration, and then you would write a poem about immigration using true and correct information. Okay, so the next one, I'm going to share my screen with you again. All right, is going to be make a flashcard. Can be a paper or a digital one for each of these vocabulary words. Citizen, amendment, constitution, democracy, republic, 15th Amendment, 19th Amendment, 23rd Amendment, 24th Amendment, and 26th Amendment. So that is where you're going to have like the word on the front, and then the flashcard is going to have the definition on the back. That way, like if you were trying to learn and memorize them, that would be a quick way to quiz yourself. All right, so the next one is write a 10-question quiz on the Spanish-American War. Your quiz may be multiple choice, matching, or true false. Your quiz needs to include at least one constructed response question and an answer key. So however you want to make this up, it's up to you. But you have to include at least one constructed response. So if you want to do 9 multiple choice and then the 10th one be a constructed response, or you can do a combination of these. But remember, you also have to include an answer key. And that's very important, so that way we know that you know the answers about the Spanish-American War. All right, so then we'll go down to the bottom. And all the way to the left on the middle row, this is going to be to create a graphic organizer explaining the amendment process. Be sure to include why the amendment process is not easy. And you get to design the graphic organizer any way you want to. That's your choice. You can be as creative as you want to be. The next one on the 10-point row is write a top 10 list of the 10 most important things to know about being a good citizen. Write a sentence to explain why each item is on your list. Okay, so maybe being a good citizen means following the laws. And your sentence may say being a good citizen is following the laws so that no one gets hurt. All right, so you can do a top 10 list. That's the choice for that square. All right, so then the last choice on the 10-point row is write a newspaper article about cattle trails. Include the Black Cowboys of Texas, Chisholm Trail, Great Western Cattle Trail, and the importance of the cattle trails. All information needs to be correct. So if you're going to write a newspaper article about cattle trails, you have to make sure you include each of these things in that article. All right, so now we're going to be moving down to the 15th point row, the last row. All right, so here it says, watch the video, The History of the Panama Canal on YouTube. After you watch the video, write a 2-paragraph, you have to have at least 5 sentences in each paragraph, write a summary of the video on a Google Doc and share it with your teacher. All right. And then the next 15-point choice is create a poster map of the United States using each of the following: Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, the Chisholm Trail, Montgomery, Alabama, Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, Chicago, Illinois. Your map should be neat and in color. So that you can grab some paper and some markers or some colored pencils, and your map needs to include each of those things. All right, so the last 15-point choice is create a Google Slides presentation on the famous inventors of the early 1900s and their inventions. So you need to include the following people on the slides if you choose to do this one: Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, George Washington Carver, and Alexander Graham Bell. All right, let me go, and that is it. All right, guys, so good luck. I know you're going to have some awesome projects and assignments for those, so you'll have fun with them.